Sent from Disneyland, history in our hand. So much to say about yesterday and the decades we have spanned. Postcards from the park, this journey will embark. See what has changed and what remains on Sent from Disneyland. Sent from Disneyland.
Welcome to the Sent from Disneyland podcast.
Here age relives fond memories of the past.
If it's your first time joining us, welcome. On this podcast, we'll take a journey into the past and explore Disneyland, Disneyland history, and more, with mementos, snapshots, souvenirs, and postcards sent from Disneyland, from 1955 to the present. Let's start by thanking my patrons from patreon.com. You can join in at any level to support the show and receive snail mail from my trips to Disneyland and from my desk, plus some sneak peeks and bonus content. Special thanks to Random Olive, the first patron to this podcast, and to the rest of the E-ticket patrons, Tania, Eric Daniels, Monica Seitz Vega, Bill Dreffel, Scott Cagle, Russ Romano, Michael and Christina Cross, Angela Reynolds, and Sheila Harry. C-ticket patrons Serious Inquiries Only, Debbie Weinstein, Jennifer Schneep, Grace Coate, Patty Wolin, and Ben and Noel Bruning. B-ticket patron Joshua Bell, and to the A-ticket patrons Elise Sharp, Zealot Infinity, Alexis Robles, Angel DeBlock, Daps Magic, and the Beyond the Railroad podcast. I am your host, your post-host Clocky, and today we have 2 postcards sent from Disneyland. The front of our first postcard has a red and yellow bobsled splashing down at the base of the Matterhorn. You can see guests waiting in line under the roof queue area, and if you look closely, you can see the monorail track. On the back it reads, Bobsled. Bobsledding down a snow-capped mountain at Disneyland, guests race in streamlined Matterhorn bobsleds down and around the slopes of the Matterhorn, gliding into a halt at the bottom in a glacier lake as onlookers watch from a colorful Swiss chalet. It's postmarked July 23, 1962, with a Venice opening of Marina del Rey, Venice, California cancel, and a 3-cent purple Liberty postage stamp, Scott number 1035. I assume they visit the park on Sunday, July 22, 1962, when park hours were from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. The weather was a high of 81 and a low of 60. Park attendance that day was 28,580. It's addressed to the boards of Loves Park, Illinois. It reads, Hi to you all. We flew to LA and are going to fly to San Francisco today. Having a wonderful time. Disneyland is a must for anyone to see. Have lots to talk about when we get back, sometime before Monday. Marge and Marlin. Recently, a friend posted a photo of a single e-ticket on Instagram. I thought it would be fun to pinpoint the date range and use 2 postcards who could have used the ticket. I've seen similar detective work in videos where a content creator will take a globe to determine when the globe was produced. Some quick details about the ticket. It's an orange e-ticket coupon and was from a ticket book. To be more specific, a junior admissions ticket book. The e-ticket is priced at 50 cents, but the ticket book price is 40 cents. It's good for one ride listed on the ticket or any other e-ticket attraction, in case you hold on to the ticket and use it on a later date when more e-ticket attractions would be available. A good place to start to narrow down when this ticket was purchased is by using the attractions listed. Since it is an e-ticket, we know the opening range is sometime between June of 1959 with the first e-ticket attractions and June 1982, the end of the ticket book era. Starting with the attraction that gives us very little help is the Adventureland option of the Jungle Cruise, since this has existed in the park since opening day. Moving up to Fantasyland, the Matterhorn also gives us little help as the attraction, along with the 2 others listed on this ticket, mark the beginning of e-tickets. Tomorrowland Submarine Voyage gives no additional clues, but the monorail listing does narrow our years down a bit. The monorail has additional information, noting that the ticket is good for one trip to the Disneyland Hotel and return. This moves the June 1959 date to June 12, 1961, when the monorail track was extended to include the hotel station. Moving the start date a little closer and closing the window of time is the Flying Saucers in Tomorrowland, an e-ticket attraction which opened on August 6, 1961. Add some flair to your mail by checking out stamps at Enfield Post. You can explore different stamp options on our Etsy site, grab some great deals by following EP Sunday Sales on Instagram, or create something special and have her design a stamp array for your invitation or celebration. You can head over to enfieldpost.com and explore all the different vintage postage stamps you can use on your next card or letter. That's ENFIELDPOST on Instagram and enfieldpost.com for your wedding and vintage postage needs. Enfield Post is the official postage stamp sponsor of the Sent from Disneyland podcast. The front of our next postcard has a horse-drawn streetcar pulling guests down Main Street, USA. In the background, you can see the Matterhorn, and if you look closely, you can see a trash can and the top of Monsanto's House of the Future. On the back it reads, Horse-drawn streetcar. The leisurely pace of Disneyland's horse-drawn streetcar keynotes the atmosphere of Main Street as guests enjoy a trip around the plaza and glimpse the Matterhorn. It's postmarked April 15, 1963, with a Whittier cancel and a 4-cent Lincoln postage stamp, Scott number 1036. I assume they visit the park on Saturday, April 13, 1963, when park hours were from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. The weather was a high of 72 and a low of 43. Park attendance that day was 23,686. It's addressed to Miss Rochelle Schwartz of San Francisco, California. It reads, 14463. Dear Rochelle, thank you for your letter. I'm thrilled about the teaching job. Fingers crossed for you. Needless to say, it was a sheer pleasure to see you and your family, even so briefly. Stay well, and I'll write a decent letter soon. Love, Sheila. Looking at the other end of the timeline, we can use the Frontierland attractions listed to narrow the time frame for this e-ticket. The Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland closed on January 2, 1977, and we can get even closer with the Pack Mules Through Nature's Wonderland, which closed in October of 1970. Now the dates are from August of 61 to October of 70. A few attractions which are not listed also help with narrowing down the dates. Pirates of the Caribbean and Haunted Mansion are both e-ticket attractions which are not included on the ticket. With New Orleans Square absent from the ticket, we can move the end date to March 18, 1967. The last e-ticket attraction listed on this ticket, which gives us the most information, is itemized on 4 of the 5 Disneylands. The Santa Fe and Disneyland Railroad trains through Grand Canyon Diorama is listed with Main Street, Frontierland, Tomorrowland, and Fantasyland. Some details about the railroads are no help at this point of the process include Main Street Station as well as Frontierland Station, since they've been around since opening day. Fantasyland Station opened in 1956, and Tomorrowland and the Grand Canyon Diorama are 1958 editions. Also, the separation of the Santa Fe sponsorship is of little help in this stage of the process, as that ended in 1974. The Fantasyland Depot and Tomorrowland's Flying Saucers slim our timeline down as both closed in 1966, to make room for It's a Small World and New Tomorrowland respectively. Also, the Disneyland Railroad moved to a D-ticket attraction in 1967. Looking at other tickets online, as a last resort to narrow down the dates, I'm going to say this ticket is from August of 1961 to late 1963. Other factors that come into play include the color of the ticket. Most e-tickets, starting in 1964, are green. The biggest challenge was looking for junior tickets for kids between 12 and 17, as they used most of their e-tickets up. Looking online, it's hard to find anything that's very comparable, but based on the color of the ticket and the attractions listed, I believe this ticket has been unused since around 1962. My incoming postcard is sponsored by the Art Throwdown. Art Throwdown, or ATD, is a craft hour on Instagram, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern or 6 Pacific. Art Throwdown is a wonderful community of artists who love to share their craft, from creating sticker postcards and coloring techniques to intricate paper cutting and unique crafting. It's always a treat to watch a show and occasionally get some one-of-a-kind postcards from the group. Each host brings something a little different to each show. I'll list some of the regular hosts, or you can follow Russ Romano 2021 on Instagram. The front of my incoming postcard has Minnie and Mickey Mouse in a wooden and metal flying machine soaring over Tokyo Disney Sea with fireworks exploding over the volcano. It's postmarked July 2nd, 2025, with the Ichikawa Miniyama cancel and a 100 yen pink flower postage stamp. It reads, To Misty and Clocky, Aisatsu, greetings from Tokyo Disney Sea. I haven't seen y'all in a while. I hope a Disney trip is inbound for us soon. Japan is such an incredible place in the world, and I'm so lucky to have gotten the chance to see it for myself. I hope y'all are doing well. Love you both. Best regards, Logan. Thank you so much for the postcard, Logan. I love the additional blue Tokyo Disney Sea stamp they've added with the date of July 1st, 2025. I hope we get to Disneyland again soon, but I also hope to make a trip to the Tokyo Disney Resort, as I'm ever impressed with their new attractions, shows, and theme parks. Thanks for listening to Sent from Disneyland. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and tell your friends. It would also help to leave a 5-star rating and comment on whatever podcast platform you use. If you'd like to support the show financially, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/sentfromdisneyland. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Sent from Disneyland, or my website, sentfromdisneyland.com. For questions and comments, send me a postcard addressed to Sent from Disneyland, P.O. Box 44, Hood, California, 95639. This podcast is not affiliated with Disney, the United States Postal Service, or any post office or Disney-related properties. Opinions expressed on this podcast belong to the host and guests of the Sent from Disneyland podcast. This podcast is produced and edited by Clocky McDowell, website designed by Misty McDowell, theme song was written and performed by Noah Sunday Lefkowitz. Take it away, Noah.